This is because you'd be in jail moment, and it's over after this. Go ahead, Rob. This is it. This is when it was done with.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
It's over.
It's done.
By the way, this is, I don't even know what word to use. This is done. This is embarrassing. And the most important question every voter has to answer is the following. Okay? What is the likelihood of that China, Russia, and Iran's watching this right now?
100%.
So let me ask you a question. If they could somehow, some way participate to manipulate our election, which one of those two do you think they would prefer winning the election?
Joe Biden. Not even
Joe Biden.
Wow.
Period. Done. That's the only thing. If the only way you vote, if you're trying to make sure the country is safe for you, your wife, your husband, your kids, ask the question, do you believe China, Russia, and Iran hate America? If they do you believe they would prefer to go up against a Trump or a Biden? Based on whatever your answer is, vote accordingly.
Wow. And I genuinely think, because we know, everybody here knows what they just saw. That's them not giving him the drugs. That's them shifting off of him, Pat. This is proof from the State of the Union to right now. That's exactly what they wanted. That's why Gavin Newsom's ass is at the debate. I'm telling you guys right now, this is everybody shifting off of him. Adam, that moment, that switch and bait and whatever you called it, that is it. There's no, and his voice is rasped because for a week they've been making him practice and yell and scream and whatever, and this is the result.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought he looked great.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I thought Biden looked sharp. I thought he looked on point.
Would you agree though? Because what happened to the drugged up, giving him the stuff, and that's not the same guy. Meaning figuratively and not whatever. That's not the same guy that was at the State of the Union. That is the most embarrassing shit I've seen.
Yeah, I'll actually be serious right now. This is a watershed moment in American history. I've watched every single debate, every single presidential debate since 1992 because Bill Clinton was my guy. And this is literally the worst debate performance I've ever seen. This is embarrassing for America. This is embarrassing for the Democratic Party. This is embarrassing for Joe Biden, if he even still doesn't know what's happening right now. It's not a good look. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board literally after this bathroom break and say, what the hell are we going to do for now? They spent a week prepping for this. This is what you got?
With 16 people.
They supposedly were going to give him drugs and drug him up. Why didn't you do it, guys? I said at the beginning of this podcast, the goal of Joe Biden should not be to win the debate. It was to not lose. You showed, dude, do a C. Pass the test. This is an F-. Yeah. He's failed. It's embarrassing. I'll tell you this. He used the convicted felon line twice. With the over-under was 3. I'd rather have a convicted felon than a certified vegetable. 30 minutes left. A certified vegetable in the White House. Here's the message to any Democratic friends of mine that are watching this and to the blue no matter who crowd. How can you possibly vote for this?
Yeah.
Put away all your feelings about Trump, all the, both sides, all the stuff, January 6th. How in the world can you say, yep, he's got my vote? It's embarrassing. And I mean this sincerely. Joe Biden, thank you for your 50 years of contribution to America.
To a record low
exit
under
stage
the presidency.
It's over.
Black families still earn far less than white families. Black mothers are still 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes.
PBD,
and Black Americans are imprisoned at 5 times the rate of white Americans. What do you say to Black voters who are disappointed that you haven't made more progress?
They acknowledge they made a lot of progress, number one. The fact of the matter is there's more small Black businesses that have been started than any time in history. Number 2, the wages of Black unemployment is the lowest level it's been in a long, long time. Number 3, we find providing housing for Black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporate corporations that collude to keep people out of their houses.
Cut it.
And in addition to that, we find that the impact on the choice that black families have to make relative to child care is incredibly difficult. When we did the first major piece of legislation in the past, I was able to reduce black child care costs. I cut them in half. We got to make sure we provide for child care costs. We got to make sure, because when you provide those child care protections, you increase economic growth because more people can be in the job market. So there's more to be done, considerably more to be done. But we've done a great deal so far, and I'm not letting up, and they know it.
Jeez.
You have 49 seconds left. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family, first-time home buyer, should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and those black individuals who had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged in nursing,
did he just say baloney?
Anything having to do with volunteers,
black families and baloney?
if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest was forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more
Newsom, Michelle,
for black
they're
families.
all
Thank you, President Trump.
everything that I thought.
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation, and he's right. It's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't. You look at the cost of food, where it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone. He destroyed it with his Green New scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you.
So if you